windows on the north side of the building that houses Thompson's Barber College, located at 218 North Dargan Street, which is in the Historic Overlay District, and it's zoned Destination Select Use, which is a mixed-use district. Here it is on the vicinity map. It's right between Baruti and Darlington Streets. And the it is the end unit of three buildings, as you can see here, right next to Ideal Funeral Home. And these are the windows that he wants to install. It's his barber college, and he says the classrooms are at the back of the building, and he wants to be able to have natural light come into the classrooms. And he wanted to also repaint the portion of the wall that's white, because it is pretty chipped and faded. But we're recommending that instead of just repainting all of it, apparently because of the mural, apparently the city does have an easement on that wall. And so we were recommending that he just seal it instead of repaint it. And I'll show you here's the photos of it. So, and I'm not sure where the easement on the wall ends, begins and ends, but we're thinking maybe just clean up that wall and then put in the windows and just seal the white paint around it rather than paint the whole thing over again. And as you can see, they're just simple undivided windows, and they do mimic those in the area on Hope Health and the grocery store and Ideal Funeral Home, which is right next door to it. And he said that he hasn't quite decided whether he wants the dark or the silver. He kind of is open to suggestions by the board. So that concludes staff's report.
Okay. Anyone have any questions of staff?
Is there a reason why the city doesn't want that wall painted?
Well, the mural kind of goes into the area that would be painted. Because if you
Painted
notice,
around the mural.
yeah,
Like
I mean,
the rendering had.
I mean that his request is to paint it all white. So
Oh, not the mural, just everything but
just everything but the mural itself. And the area, I guess you can see where the little let's see if I can get a little pointer out here. The area that where it kind of fades in here.
Yep.
We do have an easement on that wall. The city does up to that point where the mural ends, I believe. You see it kind of a little bit closer here, but we definitely don't want the mural damaged in any way.
Of course.
Yeah, that's our main concern. But it does look like, I mean, when you go out and look at the site, I mean, this was probably, this area back here especially was an interior wall to the adjacent building, and a lot of that brick's not holding up well. It's a lot of chips and such in it, so it does need to have something.
If the mural's important enough to be protected, like, wouldn't it add to the mural for the rest of the building to
I think the
be
mural
painted
was
to look
done in
well?
panels. The mural's not painted directly on the brick.
It is. It's a material that was painted off away from the brick, and then it is kind of it's not a removable. It's kind of like a heat shrink or heat you know material that adheres to it.
I think you would have to mask each one of those rectangles that are the mural in order to protect the mural for that process.
Right.
Is there a separate layer of, in that rear corner, is there a separate layer of bricks? Does it like the above portion in that? Yeah.
Yeah,
above that?
right here. That's I mean, if you walk out to it, you can tell that's kind of an old interior wall to an old adjacent building. It
So
looks
what's
like.
above it is a separate wall, exterior wall of brick?
There's a
Or
step in it or something,
Is
right?
there a step?
I don't believe so. It appeared to be, you know, one kind of wall there, but it may have been an addition to the building or something. I didn't study it that hard when I went out there. Yeah.
No, I was just curious as to the lower portion, half of it, like if it was a separate, row of bricks, if it was possible to just, whatever, put in some, cheap-ish bricks and then, paint everything except for the mural. Because I think sealing it, I mean, aesthetically speaking, it just doesn't look good to just seal it.
Not only that, sealer is not paint. I can't tell you the number of decks I've seen where you've got a wooden set of deck boards and a painted white rail. The wooden deck boards are shot, even though they've been sealed multiple times. Paint protects. That's what paint does. Sealer is a much, much lower grade, does not protect from UV nearly what paint does. So if you want the wall to last, painting is by far a better option than sealing it.
I think what, and John may speak to this and possibly Mike too, if that was an interior wall at some point,
Yeah.
then those bricks are always were chosen and used as inferior bricks, and they weren't meant to be an outside envelope, and that's why you see that shelling of the brick, and you've seen it on a lot of buildings downtown where it used to be an outside wall and it's now it used to be an inside wall, now it's an outside wall, and it's not doing its job.
Yep.
I think painting it is maybe ideal, but I think you've got to prepare that in some way to be able to take the paint, or else it's not. I mean, that's a very porous. You could go up there probably with your finger and do damage to that brick.
Oh, it's absolutely got to be prepped before you paint it.
So
Yes.
I don't even know if that's a very easy thing to say and a very difficult thing to pull off.
As shown by the existing state of the paint.
It does look like, though, if you look to where the mural was done, it looks like that brick was done to that prior to that mural, because there is no shelling. It's almost like that brick was
We wanted to
treated of some sort prior to the mural.
Yeah, if I recall, when the mural was placed, it was very uneven because of that shelling, and the artist had to go in with a plaster type material and then paint beneath that, and that's what you're seeing there.
Stucco face it. That'd be easy.
And I know Tim Norwood at the north side of the Jazz Club. There was a lot of water infiltration on that north side, and they came in there and they pointed the brick up and then ended up stuccoing over it to protect it, to be able to have an envelope that was going to hold up. So I think it would take those kinds of steps. It's not just an aesthetic solution. I think it becomes an envelope, watertight solution. I don't know what, and you got to throw some money at this thing, I guess is what I'm saying.
I don't see an issue with the windows. I think they're fine. I understand the light. I think it would look fine. And again, either color contrast to paint would probably look the best. But if you're not going to paint it, it doesn't really matter.
So is our discussion about the windows or the paint or both?
Both of them are on the.
They are.
I think the windows is a slam dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, the windows will improve it.
But in order for the windows to be set, in the structure of the building appropriately, the brick needs to be kind of sort of repaired first, to be honest with you.
Right.
Otherwise, a portion of the windows are going to be set back, and then another portion is going to be up front based upon the way the building actually looks currently.
Oh, yeah.
And part of our scope here is not to so much do the engineering and design. It's more just about the presentation here. So, if we approve the windows, the building department can still come in and specify what has to be done technically. Right? I don't think our scope is so much to specify the technical details on how to do it as much as the appearance.
Right, but we could, include as part of it that you approve the windows, but with the contingency that the brick is repaired appropriately.
Also personally, I think it should be painted as well, and, sealed or whatever, or just painted or whatever, but I don't think sealing is I wouldn't just seal it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think sealing those old interior bricks that are now on the outside is going to be futile.
That looks good.
But I see what Dr. Keats these rear windows are gonna be in that double layer of brick, so either they'll look like they're much further recessed in than the others,
Right.
or you would need to remove that layer of brick to make it look even.
Just stucco the whole face. And,
I don't know as much from the architectural standpoint, but to me, like that looks like a mural that's meant to be seen and that somebody values versus the mural on a building that looks like it's falling apart.
agreed. That makes that mural pop.
Yeah.
Compared to
It does.
the way it looks now.
Any other questions of staff? And no one's here to speak in the matter, so we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and open it up for a motion.
Motion to approve as submitted with the caveat that they need to have the wall evaluated on how to properly apply the paint. Because you can't just, I don't think it can be painted as is based on the information we have. I haven't looked at it in person, just from the information presented, but I think on the information we have, that brick's gonna need some work, so they need to figure out how to properly prepare that before they paint it or stucco.
Approved by the building department.
Sure.
How does the city have to cooperate? I mean, when you say there's an easement,
There's an easement for that wall. We could grant them permission to work in that
And
easement.
that's the entire wall or just the point? where
Just the
mural-
I believe it just goes to the portion where the mural ends. It's not the entirety of the wall. It's just a portion of it.
So they can paint up to where you're using.
That's right.
the city wants to protect the mural, but it's in the interest of the city for it to be done right to make the mural
That's right.
stand out.
And I know it's outside of the scope of this board, but they could, potentially also maybe apply for a grant to, help repair that wall.
That's right.
I would think it'd be in his best interest anyway, that wall with the greenery growing on it doesn't look too stable.
Okay, Mr. Patchen has a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, certificate will be issued. City have anything they need to address with us?
I should have copies of the design standards for you at your next meeting. We're getting them printed out. So,
Okay.
be good to go.
Yeah, thanks everybody for their time, and we'll meet again on August 13th.
Thank you.